Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the end of the year. This is going to be how to get the most out of the rest of the year, I should say. You have this healing energy card. It says you're in the process of healing, eliminating any bad energy from your life. You have this choose a path card. It says there are many paths before you, but you may only choose one. A lot of healing energy at the end of the year, I would say. So like most of the readings have had at least one card that kind of talked about healing or going through a period of healing. So I don't know, boring, right? And I don't know. Some of you could be healing something. I also feel that, it is time to choose for you here, Sagittarius. I think we've talked about this a lot this year that, the best way I can describe it is for Sagittarius is that I feel like you have for many years been kind of like spread out all over the universe. And it's like all your particles of you have been spread out all over the universe. You've been exploring a lot of different things in your life, and now everything is coming to center, asking you to make a decision. And that's what I feel like is going on here. You have the Devil. You also have the Three of Swords in the area of what's on your mind. And so I feel for a lot of you, you could be thinking about past heartbreak or a heartbreaking situation or something that you need to release. The Devil is definitely about, releasing the past or releasing something from the past. So I think it would be a good time to release, anything that is toxic from your life. And it doesn't have to be love. This could be anything. The other thing that I will say is that you have the Ten of Wands right next to the Devil and the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords. And so this could be you releasing burdens just in general. Burdens can be the devil. So, burdens can be things like responsibilities that don't exist or that don't belong to us. And those, the devil's just an energy vampire. So if there are things, responsibilities that you don't need to be doing or other people's responsibilities that are stealing your time, effort, attention, your energy, then you might be needing to cut those things out. You have the Page of Swords. I'm getting like trust yourself on this card. It's like sometimes I think that it's like we need to trust ourselves on people, especially a lot sooner. And so I think that, again, I don't think this is true for all of you, but for some of you, it's like if you recently started dating a person and things seem fishy, then they probably are. It's like, I can tell you that, most of my relationships that haven't worked, I wished I trusted myself much sooner, right? Because it's like the writing was on the wall, but I just didn't want to see it. So I kind of get that feeling here with the Ten of Swords that, there could be a situation where the writing is on the wall and you just have to see it. Next in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Three of Swords. So you could be thinking about a heartbreak or, healing. I don't really think the Three of Swords is all that bad of a card. Really it's a card of healing. Those Three Swords are in your own heart, and the Three of Swords is about forgiveness or forgiving yourself and removing those swords from your heart so that you can heal and move forward. So we don't have to forgive a person directly with the Three of Swords. We can just forgive them in our heart, and then we can move forward. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying, release whatever you need to release so that you can heal. And this is clearly something that is on your mind. This could also just be something that has caused a burden in your life with the Ten of Wands here. And this could be like a job loss or, something else that you've lost. But the good news is we go to the Ace of Swords. So it looks to me like there's a victory. Also good news, in the area of your foundation, you have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. This woman and this child, they have nothing but the clothing on their back, and they're, again, moving across to calmer shores, but they have these swords in the front of the boat, and the swords represent all the lessons, all the things that they've learned, all the knowledge and wisdom, and that's what they're bringing with them to a new beginning. So again, as long as we have learned from our past connections or, past whatever, past job, past business, as long as we bring those lessons forward and we don't repeat the mistake, then we are growing and we are going in the right direction. That's really what the Six of Swords says. So I feel for a lot of you, it could be a good time to reflect on what you learned or to even reflect on what you didn't pay attention to with the Page of Swords, right? It's like there were probably things that you saw, but you ignored. And the Six of Swords says, as long as you don't do that again, then you will be perfectly fine. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy you're moving past. You have the Moonbeams card. It says focus. You have this Moon's Wisdom. It says take the lead. So a lot of you are taking your own lead is really what this looks like to me. I feel like you are kind of like moving forward on a new path. We even have, I'm going to jump forward. You have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot with an eclipse on it. We have an eclipse on October 2nd. So if you're watching this before October 2nd, then, and even if you're watching it after, you could around that time, it could be 5 days before or 5 days after. I really think that eclipse energy lasts for like 6 months. So, you could be walking away from things that no longer serve you, and you're probably looking for fulfillment. I say probably because we don't actually know where the guy on the Eight of Cups is going. Like most people say he's walking towards the Nine of Cups, which sure, he could be, but we don't actually know that. So again, the Eight of Cups is, he just knows that he has to walk away from something because it's not fulfilling him. These 8 cups, there's 1 cup missing, and he knows he deserves better. So he is walking away from those 8 cups because they don't serve him. And I feel that a lot of you are kind of like taking your own lead right now, and you're listening to yourself, which is good. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this Echidna card. It says homebody, distinctiveness, and danger sense. You also have this imagination. It says creativity, inner child, and inspiration. I think you need to unburden yourself with that Ten of Wands so that you can kind of be more imaginative and follow your inspirations. The Ten of Wands is like having no time for yourself. That's really what I feel on this Ten of Wands. And again, this is coming up in the very near future. It's like maybe you're feeling burdened. The good news about the Ten of Wands is that he's about to have a harvest. He's about to reach his home here in the background, and he's about to put down his burdens, but the burdens also represent a harvest. Really, it's not that bad of a card. He planted those 10 wands. So yes, he's had to work very hard to collect those 10 wands and to bring them back to his home, but it also represents a reward. He's going to get a reward for all the hard work that he has done. But I also kind of feel that a lot of you, it's like there are certain things that you are imagining having in your life or creating, or dreams that you have, and you have too many burdens. You have too many responsibilities that are stealing the time from like what you are doing. I'll give you a good example as well, like these readings, right? I love doing these readings, but it's like, like 5 years ago or so, I didn't really have like a structure for the readings. I didn't have like a time of day that I did them and all this other stuff, right? And there were other things that I wanted to work on in life, but because I didn't have a structure, I was just doing the readings whenever, it kind of like sucked up my day, right? But now I came up, like 5 years ago, I started working with a daily routine, came up with a daily routine. I do my morning routine, then I immediately start my readings, and usually I'm done by 9 o'clock with, with doing my readings for the day. And it made me so much more productive, like probably 100 times more productive, because I just set it to that time, I get them done, and then I can work on whatever I want after, right? And it really, as simple as it sounds, it really removed tons of burden, a big burden from my life. And I'm not saying these readings are a burden. I'm just saying not having structure is a burden. And, really that's what I discovered. And, it made things so much more clear. So again, maybe some of you need a daily routine, or maybe you need to let go of responsibilities that don't belong to you. And I think that would really free up some time. He can't see what's in front of him. Those wands are blocking his vision, and he can't see how close he is to his goal. So again, I think some of you just need to remove burdens. Next, in the last row here, you have this full moon in Virgo. It says you are good enough, of course. You have this North Node. It says step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, I'm a big fan of, I think the next 10 years will be a really good time for people to step out of a comfort zone, do things that they've never done before, try new things. All that would be very beneficial. In the area of the next few months, you have the Ace of Swords. Love it. Ace of Swords would be like a victory. So you could really be focused on creating a victory or having a big victory in your life, or there could be some sort of big win. This could also be you reclaiming your crown. If you are looking for a job, for example, you could be using your knowledge and wisdom to get a new position. The crown could be the position. This could also be you kind of overcoming challenges. The sword is above the mountains here on the card, and it kind of represents the fact that there will always be challenges in life, but the sword is above the mountains, so you can easily overcome any challenges that come your way. It's also a great card of balance. It's a perfectly balanced sword, so a lot of you, it kind of makes sense that after this Libra eclipse, you would be bringing balance to your life. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be a new connection coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, this could be someone new that's entering into your life, and could be like a very dreamy person. very imaginative person. I kind of feel like you're attracting like a little bit of a rebel here. I would say this person is not normal. And I mean that in the best way possible. So if you're attracting love, like this person does not have a job, right? I feel like but I mean, they're probably like a successful entrepreneur, or even if they have a job, it's probably, I just get the feeling that this person is very independent. So if they have a job, it's probably something where they make their own hours, or where they have a lot of freedom in the job. So again, I get that type of feeling, and that's probably how you will know who this person is. I actually feel like there could be multiple people, but again, I think this person will stand out among the rest. So I would definitely pay attention to that. I'm also getting like very humble as well. It's like this person, I don't feel like they're very flashy, or it's like I feel like they're a more humble type of energy if you're looking for love. Even if you're not looking for love, and even if you are, amazing card for coming up in this position for just people in general. You could be just attracting people who you align with, or just better people in general. In the area of your future feelings, you have the Four Swords. Four Swords, of course, is resting, relaxing, recovering. And so, again, Mars goes retrograde at the end of the year. And I would say that, taking any moments you can throughout the day to recharge your batteries, to rest, relax, recover, will be very helpful for you. I would say that, Mars retrograde is notorious for kind of sucking our energy out of us. And it's happening in Leo. Leo is like our life force. It is our vitality. So a lot of people, I feel, at the end of the year could be feeling kind of drained. But, again, astrology is not a prison sentence. So as I always say, we are meant to work with the energy. We're not just meant to be like, oh, it's Mars retrograde, so I'm screwed and I'm just going to have no energy. You need to do things to make sure that you have extra energy, right? So I would rest, relax, recover. I would also say if there are things that give you energy, for example, I have hobbies that I do that make I feel more fulfilled after I do them. And, I would be discovering those things, if you don't already know what they are, so that you have more energy at the end of the year. For your outcome, you have the Judgment card. Judgment would be waking up to your true purpose. Again, you've been spread out for a very long time. I feel like you're coming back to center, and you could be discovering a purpose, or you could be discovering what your true, your quote unquote true purpose is. And you could be, I feel like this card is saying, answer the call. It's like you probably already know what you want to do in your life. I think this is just about taking that first step to get out of the coffin. The coffin here represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And these people just need to step into their new life. That's all they have to do. So let's see what's going on here. With the Devil and the Page of Swords, you have the Lovers, the total opposite. So definitely could be attracting a new connection here. And here, if you want love, again, these readings weren't really meant to be love readings. These readings were meant to be like what you can do to get the most out of the year, but that could definitely include love. So if you want a connection, I would say there's probably someone new who maybe you already have your eye on this person, or they have their eye on you because of the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. Like these two together would be like a secret admirer. And so you could be the secret admirer, or that you could have a secret admirer that you don't know about but are about to. With the Three of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is, again, the area of what's on your mind, the area of your thoughts in this Celtic cross. And so you could be thinking about a new opportunity that has a lot of potential. I think sometimes we don't take advantage of opportunities that have potential, because potential means nothing. Potential means, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And so, again, if you have your eye on a big opportunity going this way, I would take it. I think that with the Ace of Swords, it will definitely be a victory. With the Three of Swords, this could say that your heart has been broken with a similar opportunity in the past. Doesn't matter if it was love, a job, a business, whatever. And I feel the Ace of Pentacles is kind of like the new beginning. And, I always look at the Ace of Pentacles as a seed that you have to plant in the soil. So it's like something new that needs to grow in your life. And it's probably something you're thinking about already. With the Six of Swords, you have the Hermit. The Hermit is about, of course, being in hermit mode. I feel like you have been in hermit mode with this card here showing up in this position. And, I kind of feel that you are going to, I feel like you're going to come out of hermit mode, but I still kind of feel you're also going to have moments where you're going to be in hermit mode at the end of the year here. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing either, because, again, there's a lot of stuff in the reading that is saying, protect your energy, gather your energy. So if there are moments where you need to go into hermit mode, go into hermit mode. If there are moments where you're feeling social with the Page of Cups, again, the Page of Cups doesn't have to be love. It could just be you being social, meeting new people. Then I would do that as well. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel that some of you feel like you were forced out of something that you thought was your Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. I call this being zeroed out. So some of you might feel like you were zeroed out, like you have to start all over. Ace of Pentacles right here. And really, I don't think that's true. But the Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in your life. It forms a tree of life. I feel like you need to hold that vision of everything you want and desire, and even if you feel like you were zeroed out, even if you feel like you lost it in the past. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you, and you will create it. Again, there might be hard work involved with that Ten of Wands in something that you're trying to create, but I feel this is kind of saying it'll be worth it. The Seven of Wands is also a card of having healthy boundaries, and this is probably a lesson you've learned over the past few years about setting boundaries with people in your life and making sure that you don't get taken advantage of, or making sure that you don't have problems with people. And so I feel like a lot of you have kind of learned how to draw a line in the sand. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes a dream work. So anything you can do to work together with other people could lead to a lot of success. Also, just an amazing card for quality work. Again, if what you do in life creates quality, the Ace of Swords and the Three of Pentacles could be a big victory in the sense that you're getting recognition for the work that you do. So this is very good for work. I would say this whole entire thing right here, especially if you're starting something new, maybe you've already been working on something like a project behind the scenes, then this would say that you could be getting more attention for the work that you do. The other interesting thing that I feel with that Ace of Swords is I kind of feel like you're taking something more seriously. Again, not to talk about myself too much here, but like my channel was stuck at 40,000 for like 4 years, and people were blowing past me, right? There were people that had started their channel like a year before, and were like at 100,000 and growing faster, and I was still stuck at 40,000, right? And so what I did is I started taking YouTube much more seriously. I started learning one new thing every single day, and I'd implement it into the channel. If it worked, great, I kept doing it. If it didn't work, I got rid of it. And so I came up with a system, and I stuck to the routine. Like I said, I came up with a routine. Every single morning I wake up. I still do this. I learn new things about YouTube, and I implement what I learn. You can literally see all the experiments I run on this channel, right? And so that's what I did. And again, I feel like just one simple thing, that's all I did. And I feel like that's all you have to do with whatever you're trying to grow here, is like one simple thing that it literally takes me 10 minutes every single morning to do this, no joke. And I think if you implemented something simple, it might just change your life. With the Page of Cups, you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, very good. Six of Cups is a card of a soulmate. I really don't read it as a person coming back from the past. It doesn't represent that. It really represents nostalgia. It can represent thinking about the past, but that's about it. And what I would say here is, again, I feel like you could be attracting a very playful person. I'm wondering if you might be a little bit hesitant here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because you could be wondering if this person is serious. So if you meet a person who's like a little bit of a rebel, they might be very playful, but I just feel they're just playful. It's like sometimes, if we date a playful person, we're like, is this person serious about what they want, or are they just, playful? Or are they just looking to play, right? But I feel like this person is serious, but I just feel like they're not so serious. They're not like, looking to marry you after one date, But I also feel they want like a more lighthearted, playful thing. And if you could play into that, then I think it will go very well. With the Four of Swords, you have the Hangman. Hangman is about putting yourself in hangman mode. I kind of feel with the Hermit and the Hangman that there are going to be moments over the next 3 months where you should really listen to your inner voice. And it's like, if you need a break, take a break. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to, kind of do nothing. And gather your energy. The Hangman, he has sacrificed movement so that he can gain enlightenment. And so there might be moments where you have to take a pause, but I don't think this is a bad thing. With the Judgment card, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, of course, is success, a victory. It's also a card of recognition as well, and we see a bunch of recognition here for the work that you do. So a lot of you could be receiving recognition for the work that you do in your life, and I feel that will be, of course, a good thing. You have this spirit card that says heartache over what you no longer have. I mean, the whole entire beginning of the reading is basically saying this, heartache over what you no longer have. But there's something so much better coming in for you is what I feel. Your readings have been saying this for weeks, that you could be grieving the loss of something, but it's probably, there's something much better. I'm wondering now, because of that Ten of Pentacles, if what has happened to you over the past few months was like feeling like you got zeroed out, feeling like you got have to go back to the drawing board, or feeling like you have to start over. But I feel like this new beginning is so much better. You have the scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair. I feel like that's just the same thing. You have this June card, and you have this happiness card. I feel you should focus on happiness, and I feel like you are learning how to do that. Maybe something did happen in June that made you happy, and that could be a clue for you on what you should be working on right now. And I kind of feel that, like, if you think back to the summer, like, were you working on something, or did something small happen that could be turned into something bigger? That's what I would focus on here. You have this older woman. It says dealings or relationships with an older woman. You also have the seahorse. It says family matters. So some of you could be dealing with your mother, or your mother's mother, or something like that is going on here. And yeah, that's that. You have this wedge. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Everybody gets this card nowadays, and I would be very careful. It seems to me like there could be a little bit of jealousy. Even the Six of Wands is a card of jealousy. There's normally a person in the back of the Six of Wands that can represent a jealous person. So if you're getting into a new connection, I would be careful who you invite into that connection. I always say, I have a rule. If I'm in a relationship, I do not allow anyone to tell me what to do with that relationship that I wouldn't also invite into the bedroom with my partner, which is basically no one. I can only handle one at a time. I can't do the whole two at a time thing. So again, if you're not willing to allow that person that's giving you advice into the bedroom, wouldn't even listen, right? Wouldn't even let that person give you advice or anything like that, because again, you never know where they're coming from. It's also come up in readings that, you could get with a person, like their ex could message you or something. It might not be true. So again, I would be careful of ruining a good thing. You also have this rainbow card that says the most difficult part of a situation is over. There you go. I feel like the whole entire reading is trying to say that the most difficult part of a situation is over. There you go. Looks good. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your year.